Together we can show the world what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you. Push me on through until we're there.
Buscate una pega, no voy a pegar.
Oh, fuck. Into each other we put our trust. Standing united after the fight is done.
The other week I ran a Dirt Rally 2 speedrun competition where the winners got Bad Dragon gift cards to spend on many wholesome things, I'm sure. Day 1. The track I selected for the speedrun was Waimarama Point Forward because it starts twisty, straightens out and gets fast in the middle, and then gets twisty at the end. So I figured it would be a pretty good test of skill. And what do you know? I was right, but not entirely for the reasons I thought. Turns out pretty much the entire track is lined with tiny rock lips that actively hate you, your whole family, and your tires, which French Boy found out while making incredibly French noises.
T'es fucking big! Mais tu crois rester à droite si nous disent putain merde la pute!
But of course it wasn't just French Boy. Once I opened the speedrun Discord, literally hundreds of people started doing runs and making some banger liveries while they were at it, and they all collectively started going insane, including Acer, who probably cracked open a Jack Daniels and found one of the most devious skips I've ever seen in my life. You know what else is devious? Skeel not only doing a run with the dogs out, but gripping the pedals. Why would you do this? You know I have to watch the whole run to verify it, right, you freak? Anyway, once French Boy actually completed a run, he was on exactly the same pace as Brexit Geezer Pro Toaster, but ended up being 1 second behind due to a string of minor fuck-ups. French and British relations were at an all-time low. Now you might be wondering who's leading. That's where a certain highly processed tower of meat comes in. This person, Evo the Baconator, came in on the first day and does this. Sure, they didn't actually get the world record, but they were firmly in first place, at least for now, and Rabutu83's days were numbered. Day 2. Since I'm the one running the event, it's crucial I stay unbiased. I should not have a favorite player no matter what. Okay, listen, you might judge me, but look at how goated these fuckers are. They were the first driver and co-driver team, and the only competitive one. They have a custom livery, they play in VR, they use mic filters to make it sound like a real rally intercom.
I left long into big jump hold right 6 snap.
And the co-driver's name is Goose, holy shit. But enough glaze because they were on the bottom half of the scoreboard right now, but not as low as I'm Not GLaDOS. But they did a run while controlling the game with a Rubik's Cube somehow, so justified last place on that one. Also, how the fuck?
This just in. Global tensions rise as France performs a devastating strike against Great Britain with an 8:37 time, placing France 7 places above their rival. The British public is devastated by this, with some even saying,
"Oi cunt, that's a bit of bullshit. I'ma pop down to the Maccas to cope."
In other news, Hatsune Miku was seen phasing in and out of existence on the dash of rally driver FL 2646, and 2 sub-8 runs have hit the leaderboard, from Martron7 and Afon Jaeger, who is merely 1 second behind our current leader, Evo the Baconator. Some are skeptical if Evo will hold that place for much longer.
Day 3. Now that Evo was under pressure from Afon Jaeger, they felt the need to extend their lead and hit another run. And, they didn't beat the record. They fucking smashed it! Eat shit, random Dutch guy! And while Evo was doing that, 3 days of rallying and crashing into trees was clearly getting to everyone. Because they started making rubber room schizophrenic diagrams of the NASCAR skip, and doing drugs, and...
Did I put caution in there? I did, and I am not announcing that. I really should.
Also, the British fought back with an 8:36. Only to be slammed by the French a few hours later. Day 4. So it's been 4 days, and no one has touched Evo Baconator. Would anybody be able to challenge such a dominant lead? By being slightly faster through the last twisty section, which the server started calling Vietnam, Silver Jesco came in from the top rope and beat Evo by a second, which in turn made it so you had to have a sub-8 run to be anywhere near the top. But things were still getting heated lower down. The Anglo-French War was still going on, with Pro Toaster dropping a monstrous 825, but this time, France was on the back foot, because French Boy had a debuff called Having a Real Life, so he couldn't lay down any more times after only widening the gap by a few seconds with a Hail Mary. If Pro Toaster could beat that time, the British would win. But who cares about that shit when Suicide and Goose got sub-9, and Rubik's Cube driver made it out of last place, baby, woo! Day 5. After nearly a whole week of looking at and crashing into the same trees over and over, the server was truly unraveling.
To alignment.
2 right long Titans.
The entire chat filled with so much gay art, Bad Dragon felt a disturbance in the force and actually hit me up to send merch. I mean, I said no, but that's still fucking funny. Also, our favorite artery blocking driver wasn't happy about losing first place, so they went and did this. Don't ask me how they did it while holding the wheel with their buns. Evo essentially secured that large medium firmness Anubis the Destroyer and Ectoplasm Blue. Day 6. Just because first place was out of reach doesn't mean the competition was over, but it did push Ozpost into a heavy bout of alcoholism. There was still second and third place up for grabs, and Martron 7 firmly grabbed third place and ripped it out of the hands of Afon Jaeger, knocking the last furry out of the top 3. Furries? Furries, get up. What happened? You're supposed to be good at niche games. I put my hopes in you. Speaking of furries, Zodaxa streamed for 30 fucking hours straight, trying to get a sub 9 time. And while running Waimarama Sprint Reverse to practice the second half of the stage...
That's it. That's all it's got. I don't know if that comes up on the mic.
In the first.
Come on, come on, come on,
Come on, come on.
come on, come on,
Oh, 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 oh!
Now this might come as a shock to you, but New Zealand is a real place and Waimarama Point is a real stage. And I have a New Zealandish viewer named Nova, who went to the stage in real life and as is par for the course, crashed their real actual car. Salute to the absolute fucking insane dedication. Back to the Anglo-French War, Pro Toaster managed to hit a new PB but was still behind the French Hail Mary. But then, a few hours later, the British had won. Day 7. With the clock winding down, French Boy went down swinging, but it was over. The British had won by 6 seconds. Paris had fallen. Suicide and Goose got another run-in and placed above average and were the fastest team by far. Hell yeah, brother. Enzo Daxa, after streaming for 30 hours straight, finally got a sub 9. But the battle at the top was not over. Martron 7 was closing the gap to second the whole last day.
50. Too long. Tightens. Into 5 right. 3 right long. Into 5 opens. 6 long.
At the last possible second, A's joined the server and stole third, leaving our final top 3 as Evo, Silver Jesco, and A's. And with that, the server was coming to a close. But weirdly, no one was celebrating. Over the last week, the server had built a sense of community around the suffering of this rally, and they were exchanging solemn goodbyes. And when I started locking down the server, they went down singing my way. Anyways, congrats to the winners, and if you ever want to see that server unlocked again, you better comment and sub so I can make my money back on this video.
Much more than this. I did.